We are live. Do you have the lights where you need them to be?
Yep.
Okay, good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sew and Save. I'm Karen, and we are here for Patchwork Party. It's March 2024. We'll wait for a couple seconds while people pop on, and it's good to see everyone on this beautiful, almost spring day. Now that we have daylight savings time and it's light out longer and the weather's getting warmer. Easter is coming, St. Patrick's Day, all right next to one another. It's going to be an exciting month, so I hope you got lots of things planned, because we certainly do. Lots of fun things planned.
There's about 15 people on right
Excellent. Now. So people are popping on. I've got lots of things to show you. I've got a couple demos tonight, lots of new things to show you, fun things that have been coming in. Fabrics are starting to come back in after the holidays, so the store is going to get all new spruced up with spring things and happy things, and it's going to be fun. We're having a lot of fun here and lots of projects getting done. So, hi, ladies. Thank you for coming on tonight and joining us. We really appreciate it. Well, at least it's not Oscar night, so we didn't have to compete with the Oscars. Did everybody watch the Oscars? Yes, no. Look at all the pretty dresses. It was kind of fun. I watched some of it, and then I fell asleep. I never get to the end, but that's okay. So, again, I'm going to say that we are Sew and Save, and I am Karen, and we're here for Patchwork Party March 2024 tonight. So, thank you for joining us.
About 40 people on so far.
So, do you think we should get started?
We'll give it another
half minute.
Kathleen Rackow says, hi, Karen.
Hey.
No Oscars.
No Oscars. I don't think it was a very exciting one. Don't. Thank you. Reminded me to make sure that you like us and share us, that your name goes in to the Facebook comments spinner winner thing, and you might win a gift card tonight. So please make sure to like us and to share us. Really appreciate that, and then your name goes in. You could be a big winner. That could be great.
All the smart kids are already liking it.
Yeah, the smart girls are already liking and sharing. Excellent. Thank you so much. Indeed.
Joyce says hello.
Hey, Joyce. Yeah. Good to see you all here tonight. I'm just skimming over my table to make sure I see what I forgot. Hopefully nothing. Whatever I forgot, we forgot. We'll do it next month. Yeah. There's always the next month. So don't forget to like us and share us. And don't forget that anything that I show you tonight is on sale in the Patchwork Party section of the website. And PP20 will get you 20% off your sale tonight of the things that I show you. See, Joe's moving the lights already. Yeah. That is okay.
A little light on the subject.
Yeah, it's a little brighter. It's a little brighter, and here we got some new lights. Jim has been working hard to replace all the lights in the store. So we've got all kinds of new bright lights. So if you haven't seen them, come on in. It really makes everything look really good. So we really appreciate that. So how are we doing? Do you think we're just about...
We got 60 whole people on, which
okay.
is pretty good.
I think that sounds pretty good. Yeah. I'm not even sure where I'm going to start today.
Well, make a decision.
Make a decision. Figure it out. Okay, I'm going to say one more time. Don't forget to like us and share us tonight so your name goes in to win a gift card. And don't forget that everything that I'm showing you tonight is, I was wondering what was hot, and it's my iron. So iron's hot and ready to go. So don't forget that PP20 gets you 20% off the items that I show you tonight. So we're going to have Joe kind of just spin around right there and look at it's quilt, the K Facet quilt. It's called All Boxed Up. I think we kind of showed it to you last time, but now we have it all quilted and ready to go. It's so pretty. It's called All Boxed Up, 62 by 78. We have just the patterns available, but we also, not really a kit, because what you will get, come pop around this way, what you'll want to pick up is one of the fat quarter packs. One of these you'll need a fat quarter pack, and then you'll need your blue. There's a blue or a teal that goes with this, and then some binding, which we haven't put on yet, and a backing. And we have the 60, we have the 108, we put this down, the 108 wide backings to go on these, so look at how pretty this backing is. And I'll pull out the other one that goes with it as well. So really pretty, super simple project made out of fat quarters. So you could, if you had a fat quarter pack of batiks or anything else that you like, this would be a really fun, simple quilt to make. All you need is a fat quarter pack, and there's 20 fat quarters in here, and I know we didn't use them all. I want to say we used maybe 15, but that's entirely up to you. Some of them I used twice. So there's that. This is the other backing that we have that goes with that. It's also very pretty, 108 wide, so you don't have to piece it. You could also cut it and add borders if you wanted the project to be larger. So really works nice. Love these. So for all our Kate Fassett people. Again, the quilt is called All Boxed Up. This is the lap size, which is 62 by 78. I think the pattern also has, let me sneak over and look. I know it has sizes. I'm not sure if they called it a crib size. They called it a baby crib, which was 44 by 62, or a full queen that is 80 by 94. So again, you could make the full queen into a king by adding some of that border on. So it'd be really pretty. So great, super easy, fun project to make. All boxed up.
Somebody said it had a psychedelic look to it.
It kind of is a little psycho, you know. Okay, you know, he kind of has his own thing going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would imagine he's a little, yeah. If you've met him, yeah, he's a dude. He's kind of cool. So since we did that, like, we'll kind of come around this way a little bit.
Holt mentioned you're up to 93 now.
Yay! Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. Welcome to Patchwork Party at Sew and Save. I'm Karen. Don't forget to like us and share us. And PP20 gets you 20% off your purchase tonight of anything that I'm showing you. So if you have trouble finding something, holler and we'll help you find it. But all the things I'm showing you tonight are in the Patchwork Party section of the online shopping on our website.
Yeah, quite a
So
few
take a look at
people
that.
From around the country too.
Yeah, so we really appreciate it. So if you're from around the country, if you're not, well, even if you're from Wisconsin, that's okay. Wisconsin, Illinois, all you gals, Minnesota, just holler out and say where you're from, because it's always fun to see where everybody is watching from. So we really appreciate that. So let's continue. This we're going to love. This is a new line of wine fabric. Can never have too much wine. So we have two projects going on. We have these kind of, the pattern called for placemats, but I thought it would be fun to also make them into like little table toppers. So if you purchase the kit will have everything that you need to make make 4 placemats, or there's instructions on how to turn them into octagon table toppers. So you could make one for yourself, have a couple on hand as gifts or hostess gifts. When you go someplace, grab a bottle of wine and a little table topper that you made. Super simple, super easy, and it makes a great gift. So there's one that says wine. Then, oops, I guess I'm not holding them right. Okay, this one says, oh, salute. I can't read it. Another says Pinot Noir. So, oh, what did it say? Salute? Salute.
Okay.
Salute. Salute. Okay. Okay, salute. I'm not Italian. I'm Danish. Didn't say Kringle, so I don't know. This says Pinot Noir. That one, I know that one. That's one of my favorites. And it says wine is always a good idea. So these are the little table toppers. And then we have also a kit for a table runner. So I'm going to kind of pop this off. The table runner is 25 by 64, and this also has panel pieces on it. Yep, same wine fabric. So it's really cute. I'm going to have Joe look at the back. So our quilter quilted it with wine glasses, and so really super cute.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah, really, really cute.
Camera's picking that up.
Excellent. Really fun. Fun, fun, fun. So on the other side of the table runner, we flip the panels back and forth. So if you have people sitting at both sides of the table, they can see and read the panel pieces as they look at the table runner. So I'm holding it up so I can't really see what it says, but I'm sure you guys can see it. Really super cool, really cute. So really fun. So we also have the bolts of fabric on sale. So if you're not interested in a kit but you want some line fabric, you can just purchase from the bolts as well. And those are in the Patchwork Party section of the website. Pop the Cork, it's called. How fun is that? All right, I'm going to put this here. Put this here. So you can make placemats, octagon table toppers, or a table runner. Whatever works best for you. So that's the fun fabric that we have for that. Batik Textiles is one of the lines of fabric that we are just kind of starting to work with. And they have a line of batiks that are solids. Sometimes we just need something that, you know, doesn't have a lot of movement in it. Sometimes we need a little something to quiet our quilts down. And when you're working with a batik, sometimes you want to stay true to that and you don't want to put in a non-batik fabric. So we're getting in a line of solid batiks, and this is a few of them. All of the ones that we have in so far are in the Patchwork Party section of the website and on sale this week. We will be getting more of these. They're sending us a few at a time. I can't remember how many they said there were, but there's quite a few. So we had to kind of collect them a little bit at a time. So these are some of the fun colors, even just to use these as in a quilt and just have a, if you're making a solid quilt and you want to work with a really nice batik, these work really, really well. Yeah, Mardi Gras colors, aren't they? They are Mardi Gras colors. Very cool. Yeah. Yay, Mardi Gras. About that time. Getting there. I'm going to sneak around this way a little bit. So we have new binders in from Lori Holt. I think we've had these before. They have reprinted these again, and we have them back in stock. A lot of people have liked the binders and used them a lot. So if you're a Lori Holt collector, this is her Beekeeper binder. So a lot of people have been looking for that. Then also, oops, you want me? We'll do a close-up.
See what's on there.
Yeah, a lot of little sewing things, sewing machines, sewing words. It's a nice big thick binder, so you can put patterns in there. And I use it for some of her patterns, but then I also have some of her rulers and things and templates in little sleeves and clipped in there because I just can't keep all those straight and all those together. So this is a really good way to keep those templates all together in one spot. So I'm going to put that over here. Also, people have been waiting for some of the larger sizes of the design boards. So we have, this is 7, 10, 12, no, I think this is bigger than 12, 14, and 18. So we have a new stock of these. These come in and out. So what they do is if Lori Holt has a new line of fabric, they put the new fabric around the edges as the binding. And then once those sell out, then we have to wait till she comes out with a new line so that they make some more. So we've been waiting for quite a while for some new ones to come out. So here you go. So we have some of all different sizes, and I would like to use these, especially if I'm in class and I want to get everything, and I'm pressing something over here and I have to bring it over there. It's nice to have everything all together in one spot, and you can kind of lay your blocks out and see what they're going to look like, and then just take them right over to your sewing machine, sew them up, lay them back down, press them, do whatever you need to do. So the design boards are really fun to have and to work with. So we've got those. Over here we have a really beautiful batik quilt. This is also from Batik Textiles. The pattern is called Longtail, and we have quilt kits all made up. So what you're going to use is a jelly roll. Then you'll need your background, the purple accent and inner border, and an outer border. So you don't need a ton of stuff to make this happen. The majority of it is a jelly roll. So if you have a jelly roll at home that you've been looking for something to do with, this is a great, easy pattern to make. So The border has actually the fabric is called safari. So it has safari animals in the border. So you can see elephants. I don't know what else you can see. I see elephants. Zebras?
Lions and tigers.
And bears, oh my. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
I don't know what else.
Yeah, so really pretty. Love the purple. The colors are really bright and happy and a lot of fun. The quilt is 74 by, I think it's 84 or 94. I can't see it from here. 94. 84? 94.
74 by 94.
74 by 94. So makes a really, really nice size. Almost kind of a twin size. So the pattern is called long tail. And the fabric is called safari.
Very cool.
It's very, very pretty. Super easy project to make. Lots of fun. Okay?
Sure.
We're moving over here. So now we're going from safari to Easter. So we have a couple of our Easter or spring and Easter kits from Riley Blake. They have made them into bench pillows, but we made ours into table runners. So there's an Easter one, and then this is the March Fly a Kite. So we have those two kits available, as well as a nice variety of Easter fabrics. So Easter's coming up really quick. We're going to start down here because the Easter's down here. We got a couple of St. Patrick's Day ones popped in. We have a few Easter kits left, but really, really sweet and fun Easter fabric is available. Lots of fun ones. So those are all on the Patchwork Party section of our website. Don't forget to like us and share us, and PP20 will get you 20% off of this fabric tonight. So we have our kites for March and our Easter baskets for April, even though Easter is in March. We'll never tell. You can fly your kites in April and have your Easter stuff out in March. It's okay. It's okay. We'll never tell. And then over here is the wine fabric. And then we have just the panels. So if you wanted to do something different than what we did, we have just the packed up panels and the wine fabric that goes along with. So really fun. Fun wine fabric. Cool, cool. Okay, we're going to come over here and I'm going to show you some things at the table. So Joe can kind of move into the table a little bit and look at some of these things. Also new from Lori Holt, and I like these. I can't wait to use these. I haven't used one yet, but I did have one in use, and then I actually put the binding on, so now I'm not using it. But these are binding holders. So we've had some. These are from Lori Holt, so of course they're really sweet, bee-themed binding holders. So you just wrap your binding around here. What I like about these is that they're big enough to hold enough fabric for a quilt. We've had some other ones and they're smaller and they were fine for like table runners and table toppers, but these really are big enough and strong enough, because these are really strong, super strong, to hold the binding for an entire quilt. So they're in her fabulous colors and they come as a pack of 3 in a pack. They are really fun.
Mention PP20 again because you got 114
Okay,
people
so anything that I'm showing you tonight, like these beekeeper binders, binding holders, are in the PP section, or the Patchwork Party section of our website. There we go. Too many words there. And PP20 will get you 20% off anything that I'm showing you tonight. Okay, on our website, on the shop online section. So great little binding holders. I like these. And their colors are really sweet and cute. So I think you're really going to like those. Up on the board, Joe's going to move in on the little star trivets that I have. You can either use them as trivets or pot holders. Super fun project. They're a great gift. You can make round ones. You can make square ones, and the next one I'm going to make is an octagon, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But they are so fun and fast and easy to make. And I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. Are you ready for that? So what we're using, and we'll start with that, what we're using are what's called folded star, hot pad, square, and round. So these are the patterns, and in each pattern, you're going to get, and these are on the Patchwork Party section of our website, you're going to get one of these sheets. And this is the template that you use to make your table topper or your hot pad. And you're going to make that right on this. So one of these makes one hot pad. So once you do that, you can buy packs, and there are 12 packs and 3 packs of these little template sheets, because you need those every time you make one of these. So to get started, you would need a pattern, either the round or the square, and then however many little hot pads you're going to want to make. They'll be great for gifts, great for shower gifts, great as little hostess gifts, and they make up super fast. And they're scrap friendly, so go into your stash and grab up some scraps, because you really need maybe 6 fabrics. You will put, as you can tell on the front, you're going to use 4 different fabrics on the front. Then you need 1 on the back for your backing and something for your binding. So that's all the fabric you need, and you don't need a lot. So we're going to kind of grab one of these. I have my fabrics cut. I'm going to show you what you're going to do right now so that you can make one of these in no time. I'm going to slide that over. We're going to grab this.
Tell me where you want me.
I'm going to be like working right down here. So you can be wherever you need to be, honey, to get the best picture for everybody. So what you're going to be doing is cutting a series of squares. There are 4 rows that go around here. So you'll have 4 different colors of squares, mostly 4 for each. The last row you're going to have more. And what you're going to do is take those squares and fold them into prairie points. So first of all, let's talk about making prairie points. So we're going to get this out of the way. The pattern tells you what size and how many squares to cut for each project that you're making. Okay, so I have 2 different ones here. So what I do is there's going to be 2 different kinds of prairie points. I'm going to grab one of these so I can kind of point it out as we go along. Oh, thank you.
Is this okay?
That's perfect. Okay, so going around, the center of all of this will be your regular kind of prairie point, and then the 4 corners at the end, you're going to fold your fabric a little bit different. So let me show you how to do that. So in these, on one, I just used a regular cotton batting, but you can also use Insulbright. So I'll make my top, I'll add Insulbright or cotton batting, and then my backing. And that's all I have inside. And this little kind of papery foundation gives it a little bit more body as well. So the first thing you're going to do is cut your squares, however many they tell you to cut, and then you're going to make prairie points. So I start and I take just a little bit of best press and give these a little spritz of best press just to get them going. Oops, I'm going to get the pin out of the way. We don't need that here. You're going to fold them in half lengthwise, just like that. You can do that, right? Oops, and my iron was on until it wasn't. So I'm going to give that just a little bit of a press. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take one corner. Is this in the way? Sorry. I'm going to need that in another second. I kind of put my finger or my thumbnail like right towards the center of that square, and I'm going to fold this corner down. And I want to make a nice sharp corner on that. And then I kind of slide my thumbnail over to the center again, and I fold this corner down. That's all you need to do to make a prairie point. Then I'm going to give it a press. Since I put a little best press on there, it's a little bit damp, and it makes a beautiful, beautiful prairie point. So I'm going to do this again. So I kind of figure out about where halfway point of my square is right there. Take the top folded corner, pull it down, make a nice point. Then I kind of lay my thumbnail right along that folded point and pull this back down too. And if this isn't all even, it's not going to matter because you're going to cover all that up. And because I put a little bit of press on there, when I press this, those don't pop back open again. So for everything except for your last 1, 2, 3, 4 corners, you're going to fold all of your prairie points just like this. And the instructions tell you that. So they go through that exactly. I'm going to put that in my little stash. So now for the last 4 corners, you're going to take and you're going to make a triangle. Super simple, you can do this. And again, I'm going to give this just a little spritz of best press. You don't need much. You can tell I'm not putting much on there. Just makes it a little bit damp and is going to give it a nicer crease and keep it from popping open. Give it a press here and here. Now I'm simply going to take these 2 corner folded points and pull them down. So you're actually going to make a square with kind of a diagonal fold going right down the center. So I try to get those nicely even and give it a press. That's all you have to do. You can do it. Easy peasy. That's why they call it, I think, Plum Easy. That's what the name of their pattern company is, Plum Easy.
Marketing geniuses.
Yes, it's so much fun. Okay, so you're going to do that. Give it a press. Once you've done that, you are ready to go. This is my back. It's going to be my backing as well. So now you're going to take your little template. I'm going to put these on the bottom. You are going to pull out. And where did it go? I know I had it. Am I going to have to open one? Oh, where did I put it? It was here. Okay, we're just going to grab a new one. It's okay. It's okay. I had one. Huh. You're going to grab your glue stick, your glue marker. These are the Soline glue pens, which I really like. This particular one comes with, I know, I had it. It was here. This one comes with the pen and a refill. I think it's in here. Yeah. This comes with a pen and a refill. So the one that I had was one of these purpley ones that was in this set that I had. It's not. I looked. Not just my cutter. I don't know. So this is a nice set. It has the glue pen. It has a couple of like chalk type erasable markers and a Frixion type pen in there, which really, really works nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, in a nice little gift pack. So you've got everything you need, like in one little pack that you can throw into your retreat bag and take it right to class, and you'll have everything you need, except for when you're doing patchwork party and you lose it. It's under my what? No. I do. Oh, you know where it is? Right here. I knew I brought it. So I'll put this one back together so somebody can have this one. I didn't use it. I only opened it so you could see what it looks like. Okay, we'll fix that. Right here. See? There it is. Okay. Ta-da. Now I'll probably run out. I'll probably use it up. Okay. So, what?
125 users.
Yay! As they're watching me fumble and look for my stuff. All right, so now we're ready to actually make the little hot pad or trivet or whatever you want to call it. The first thing you're going to do is put the center square on. So you'll have one little, I think it's a 2.5 inch square that's going to fit right in the center. I'm just going to take my pen and put a little X, lay my little square right down, cover up the mark. Oops, get on there. Right there.
Okay.
Done. It's going to stay on. It's going to hold. So this is my row 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is start adding, and I was going to write on there, I'm going to line up the center where the folds meet with the lines that are on this little foundation paper. So all I'm going to do is kind of make a little triangle. I line this up, and I'm lining up like these 2 little edges right along here. And down you go. And this first row, you're only going to have a set of 4. And now I'm going to line that right up next to it. So I have my little folded line lined up with my 90 degree, and my side is lined up with the 45. You could do this, right? This is not hard. Are you with me so far? Yeah, this is so much fun. And look, I haven't even done any sewing yet. I have not even sewed. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of watching to make sure that I have a nice straight line with my folded, folded line there, and this is lining up with the line on the foundation paper. Okay, I now, once I lay this one down, have my first row done. And you're only doing 4 rows. So you've already got 1 row done. This holds it in place until you sew. Isn't that cool? Okay, now I'm ready for my next row. My next row, I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but when I line this edge up, I'm going to line it up with the next inch, which is the 5-inch marking. So I'm going to come over here, do the same thing, line this up. Actually, I'm going to line it up down here on the 6, actually. Oh. So, yep, sorry. It's going to line up with the 6, because if I line it, you can tell if you do it wrong, because that's going to line up right on top. And you know what? That's what I did wrong. I did do that wrong. I'm going to take that back. Where's my thing? Nope, I did it right. Okay. I'm going to put this back down. I was thinking I did it wrong, but I didn't. Okay, right there. All right, we good? I've got a little sticker here. If you put it on the 5, you can see that it's going to just line up with the center. So then you know you have to bring it down and line it up with the line that's on on your foundation paper, that next circle, and you want to make sure that you have a nice straight line going here. Okay, so now you're going to come around, and I'm going to come around to this one. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but we're not. We're good. I'm missing some. I'm missing some squares. Okay, because really what you're going to do next is line this up with the next line. So these are going to overlap a little bit. So can you see how this is kind of overlapping here? Mm-hmm. So we're going to come around here. So we're only going to get half of this done because for some reason I decided to only cut 4 squares, and you actually need 8. Nice, I know. You're only going to see half of this done. So you can see how now I'm lining this up with the 90 degree. This is lining up with the line that's on my last piece, and we're going to come around here. And now we're going to line up the 45 one, line up my nice center line, line this up here, and line it on the 6. And you're going to go all the way around if you cut all the pieces, but that's okay. Now we're going to come around, and I'll show you. Then you're just going to continue to go all the way around. I would have liked to have seen how that's going to look because it's going to be cute. We're going to come around, and now we're going to match this up with the 7.
Oh, neat. So it starts to build it out.
Yep, so it starts to build it out. So I'm kind of making this white section here. And you're going to go all the way around. And here again, I only cut 4. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking about a glass of wine last night. That's what I was thinking about. Some of that wine fabric. Okay, so we're going to keep going around. You can see how it's building out and creating your little star. Isn't that fun? This is all you're doing. All the way around for 4 rows. Oops. You want to make sure that you get this nicely lined up. Isn't this going to be a pretty one? I like this. And one more. Right over here. And then I would continue with the other 4 to get the other half done. So those are going to go there.
Very cool.
Now I'm going to do my last row, which is going to use both of those 2 kinds of prairie points. So I'm going to go with this one, and then I'll come over to the other side with this one and lay that down. Just like this. And then this big one is going to come over here in this corner and fill it out and finish it up. Isn't that cool? So you're going to do your 4 your four, like, north, south, east, and west. And then you're going to put these corner ones in. So the corner ones kind of come over. So you can see how they kind of overlap, and they overlap the same going all the way around. So that's really kind of cool. Isn't that easy? You could do this. So now all of these are stuck on, and they will hold until you're ready to sew. Look at how easy that was. So now the only thing you need to do when you sew, and a lot of times I'll use my stiletto and kind of hold them in place, because you're going to come and you're going to stitch right through, you're going to end up kind of stitching in the ditch of those folds. So you're going to stitch here, 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 here. So you're 90 degrees and then you're 45 degrees, and you stitch right in the ditch. I use my invisible thread, so that way if I wavered a little bit, you didn't see it. And sometimes I would use my stiletto to hold my point in line with that fold as I stitched around. So then all you have to do at that point is add your batting to the back, add your backing. Then you're going to stitch around the outside star. So I stitched about 1/8 of an inch, did a top stitching around the 1/8 of an inch around that top star, so you can see the star point on the back. So pick a color that matches the back of your fabric and a color that matches the top, and stitch all around it.
Very cool.
Okay, so now at this point, now you have to make a decision. Are you going square? Are you going round? Are you going to be octagon today? So, because at that point, well, actually, I skipped a step. Before you do all that quilting, you're going to flip it over, because you can still see that printing through the foundation piecing. So this is actually where you decide whether you're going to go round, square, or whatever. So if you're going to go round, you're just going to trim it around the round circle. If you're going to go square, you're going to cut around here. If you're going to do octagon, here's the lines for the octagon one. Then at that point, you're going to flip it over with then add your batting, add your backing. See, I'm always so excited to get to the end. At this point, you're excited to make it into a little table, into the little hot pad or table topper. So at that point, that's when you're going to come along, stitch through your outside star, all the way through all of the layers. That locks everything together. And then you're simply going to bind it. You could put like a little tab if you wanted to hang it. Our pot holders are always in use, so they never kind of hang. They kind of go in a drawer. But if you wanted to put a little tab on there for hanging, there's instructions on the pattern on how to do that and where to add that, depending on whether you're making a circle or a square or a rectangle. So
Invisible thread on a pot holder, on a hot pad. Is that okay?
I think it's okay, because actually it kind of gets buried down in here, and unless you're really putting a hot pan on it, maybe I would use just a regular, cotton thread, but I think it would I don't think it's really going to melt. We'll try it, but I don't think it's really going to melt. If you're not going to put it in your microwave or, whatever. Yeah. If you want to be safe, then just, use a cotton thread, and a cotton batting or Insul Bright, and you're going to be safe. But, otherwise, I've used invisible threads on some of my pot holders, and I haven't had any problems. So that's up to you. I like the invisible thread because I'm not perfect when I stitch, and I want that stitching to go away. Yeah, so that's our round version. This one, when I get the other half done, is going to be an octagon. So that will be fun when I get it done. Yeah. So you can tell that if you use fabrics that have more of a contrast, your stars are going to really pop out really nice. So every other row should have a really nice contrast to them when you're picking out fabrics. That's my only suggestion for picking out fabrics. Otherwise, yeah, it's really pretty.
It is.
I love that fabric. Yeah. That's the fig tree fabric. This one is a Moda. I can't remember. Maybe it's not. I think it's a Riley Blake, the blues. And this is, I don't remember. But fun. Any questions on that? Super fun and easy. So what you'll need are patterns. One pattern shows you how to make round ones. The other pattern shows you how to make square ones. And then you can pick up either a 12-pack or a 3-pack of the foundation papers. And don't forget your glue pen. And you're good to go. Super fun and fast and easy project and a great scrap buster. So that's my story on that. Lots of fun. I was having fun with these. I want to make more. I want to make more. I can't wait. Okay. Now I lost my top from my glue pen. This glue pen is just having its problems today. But that's that. All righty. Up back behind me is a really pretty pattern. The fabric is called Whisper Song. And that's also, I think, the name of the pattern, too. I think that. It is such a pretty, fresh, and happy pattern. Super easy to make. The quilt itself is 81 by 81. So if you threw one more border on there, it would be a king-size quilt or another row. So we have the kits available. Those are on our website. PP20 gets you 20% off the kits as well as the fabrics. The fabrics are online as well. So if you have a different pattern in mind to make these, the fabrics are on the website. So really what you have is a little 9-patch over here, which is done by strip piecing. Your whole little your sashings are strip pieced. These are squares right here, and then just an hourglass block here, along with a border of the background fabric. So these are just little hourglass blocks. So super fun, fast, easy project to make. And the fabric is just really pretty, reminds me of spring. I like the water, it kind of looks like a little watercolor. Yeah, colors. The iron. Right now in stock we have only the coral colored irons left. So these are the new mini Olicio irons.
Pretty cool, though.
It's very cool. It has the little heat protector. It has, I don't know if you noticed, but when I put it down, the little headlight turns on. So cute. If you've had the old Olicio irons, these handles get really hot. The iron is bigger. It's a little more heavy duty than the other ones were.
The handle doesn't get hot on this one.
The handle does not get hot on this one. Like I said, the only ones I have in stock right now are the coral ones. And unfortunately, what is it?
Cool.
It's the coral one is really pretty. It's pistachio and aqua, so it's green and kind of a blue. Those are back ordered until June. But if you're interested in one, I have a whole bunch of them on order. So if you order them tonight, you'll get I didn't put them on the website, but Sherry's going to put them on the website. You can either get the coral one right now, or you can wait for the color that you like. And if you purchase it tonight, then your name will go on the list so that as soon as they come in, we'll call you. You won't have to wait. So coral is in stock right now. The others we're waiting on. They said June, so we don't know for sure. The other super cool, fun thing that I have are these new little lights. They're called So Glow, I think. Slow Glow. Yeah, something like that. They're on our website. They are a cordless light that you can, I like it for a lot of reasons. First of all, I made a little bag for it, and I'm going to a retreat this week, so I can just stick it in this little bag, throw it in my retreat bag, and it doesn't take up any space at all, and it's going to give me some really nice light where the light isn't very good at this retreat. So you plug it in. It has a little USB cord thingy to plug in. So this will also plug into your machine. So some machines, not every machine. If you have a little USB plug on your machine, this can plug into your machine and it will stay charged all the time. Otherwise, when you charge it, and I'll open it up and turn it on. First of all, there's 3 different light settings. So all you do is touch this little bar here, and it goes, and whoops, 1, 2, and 3. So I don't know well you can see it with all of our lighting going on tonight, but it really gives you a nice light. I've been using it to do cross stitch because I do cross stitch at night, and it just sits on the table next to me. Doesn't take up any space. When you close it, it turns off. It stays charged for about 6 to 7 hours.
While in use.
While in use, yeah. And then there's 3 little dots on the bottom, or 4 little dots on the bottom that tell you how charged it is. So the first time I brought it home and I kind of charged it up overnight, it does say that it takes, I think, 6 to 7 hours to charge up.
Daylight.
Yeah, it's not. It's called So Glow, I think. Slow something glow. Yeah, check. It's in there. I put it on there. Charged up, cordless. They don't take up. It doesn't take up much space on your table. So it's not like the other ones where the other lamps where it takes a lot of space and stuff. So I really like it because it is super portable. And Joe had a good point that it's a great light if your electricity goes out. If you have it charged. If you don't keep it charged, then not so good. But yeah, it does it would light up our little living room for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weighted on the bottom so it won't tip over.
Hmm. We're not talking about that tonight. Oh, it's 20% off tonight. We're not sure what we're going to do. 40% if you can use your 40 on the 4th coupon or not. But yeah, probably not on the, unfortunately. But you have the 4 little lights that light up as you're charging it. So when there's 4 blue lights all lit up and not flashing, it is fully charged. And then as it slowly loses its charge, you'll lose a little dot. And when you get back down to 1, it's probably about time to charge it up. So it's just a great little light. I love it. Like I've been using it every night when I'm doing my cross stitch. Even though we have lights on, it
puts the light on the subject.
It really does put the light right on your subject. Yeah. And it's kind of a daylight light, so it's a white light, so it's nice and bright without being glary. Mm-hmm. So any other questions on this? I'm
pretty cool.
I like it a lot. I'm taking it to my retreat this weekend. So everybody else gets this one. This one's mine. I put it in my little bag, so it's all set and ready to go. Nice little light.
Cool.
Ta-da!
USB-C charger too.
USB-C says the director of our IT department, Joe Potter, says it's a USB-C charger, which is pretty standard these days.
It's the new one.
It's the new standard, so saith Joe. It's the new standard. So whenever you start buying electronic things, they should have that type of cord because it's the new standard for cords. Okay, next. Any questions? What's what? Oh, Joe wants to know what the little box wants to know what the little box of pins are. So these are made by the coffin pin people, by the magic pin people. It's a 2-sided pin box. I love this little thing. I have A through N on here, so they're all numbered. Nice flat-headed pins. They do not melt if you iron over them. And then when you flip it, ta-da, you have numbers and arrows on the back. That freaked me out. Just freaked Joe out. He's like, oh my gosh. So this is going with me on my retreat. I can throw this in. I have numbers and letters on my, oops, did I just open it? I did. I just opened that up upside down. And look, they're still in their little spots. I hate it when you have numbered and lettered pins and they don't stay in their little spots. These stay in their little spots really nice. Closes up, flip it over. Love this. Always that way you've got lots of numbers, lots of letters, whatever you need when you're on a retreat or in class or at home in your sewing room. Numbered letters. It's a good thing. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is one of our Stripology rulers. We've showed you some Stripology rulers last month. Well, I'm going to show you another one this month. We're going to look at, oops, just moving stuff out of the way. This is just like my sewing table at home. You know it is. Got to move some stuff out of the way so that you can do something else. So, minus cats. Cats are always kind of helping out, whether you want them to or not. So here's these guys. These are up here. Everything is organized. I'm going to need these. Okay, so we got in some really nice Stripology books. So let me lay these down, and Joe can kind of hone in on those. If you've used the Stripology rulers, you'll know that she also does books that go along with her rulers. Some of them, like this one, is for your Stripology squared ruler. This one is called Stripology Mixology, and we're using, and I'm mostly using the big XL on this book and this book. So she will show you exactly how to use your ruler, where to cut, and how to line things up. And that's what I'm going to kind of show you a little bit more tonight. Last month, I showed you, and don't forget, PP20 gets you 20% off these books tonight. And they're on the website under Patchwork Party. PP20 gets you 20% off of these. I'm actually working from this book, the Stripology Mixology. And last month I showed you kind of how to pre-cut your fabric. I'm going to do that again tonight. I'm going to slide this over because we're going to talk about cutting for a second first. And I need my little block. So what I am making, this has been on my table to sew for, I don't know how long, a long, long time. I'm on page 29. So I think you might have seen some of these. So this is, actually, I'm getting ready for Christmas already. Can you believe it? So this is called the Strippy Forest. And I'm using Tim Holt fabric to make my Strippy Forest quilt. So if you love Tim Holt like we all do, I'm using that to make this tree quilt. And this particular quilt in this book, you can make a table runner, and the table runner uses 2 trees, a wall quilt, a lap quilt, a full, and a king size quilt. So it has like every size imaginable. So she shows you how to make each and every size. So it just depends on how big you want your forest to be. So you can have a forest of 2 trees or a forest of a whole bunch. Since she calls this book Stripology Mixology, these patterns all use fabric strips. So it may not be a 2.5-inch strip like you're used to seeing. They're going to be all different size strips cut by using her Stripology ruler. So I'm going to show you how I started out doing that. I'm going to lay this here, and perfect book holder. I actually have a couple pieces of fabric in here that I'm going to cut, if I can find them. Here they are. Here it is. Ta-da! Okay. So the first thing I need to do is cut my little strips for my trees. So we're going to do that first. And I used the Stripology ruler, and I used the smaller one just because I'm cutting up smaller pieces of fabric. I think these were 1/8 yard pieces of fabric. So we talked about this last month, about pressing your fabric and folding it. You have your fabric on the fold, and you want to make sure that your fabric is laying nice and flat and that your salvages are lined up as well as best as you can. So line those salvages up really nice, and then you're going to take your fold and bring it down to the salvages and fold it again. Okay. At that point, I kind of line up the upper fold with one of the lines on my cutting mat. Slide this back a little bit. I'm going to grab, this is the Stripology squared ruler, and I'm using the little bit smaller one because I'm only cutting a small piece of fabric. Excuse me. So I'm going to take, that's okay, I take and I line up the fold of my fabric along one of the lines that go across horizontally in front of me. So I'm going to line up along this little white line. I like to use the narrower lines as opposed to the wider lines because I feel like that's a little bit more accurate by coming up to that little narrow line and making sure that's lined up. I'm also looking at the 0 on my ruler and making sure that you actually are cutting through 4 layers on this, that all 4 layers of fabric are covered from this white line or the 0 line. Because I'm going to cut, and this would be like straightening out your strip. So these are going to be 1.5 inch strips. So on these rulers, and they're all consistent on all of the rulers, so that if you're cutting 1.5 inch strips, you're going to be looking at the measurements that line up with the little stars on the ruler. If you're cutting 2.5 inch cuts, you're going to be lining up with the squares that are on the ruler. So 1.5 are the stars, 2.5 are the squares. So you don't have to figure out and do that math as you're going along.
That's cool.
Okay, so I'm going to be cutting 1.5 inch strips. So I'm going to measure along the stars. So I'm going to start with the 0, and I'm going to make that first straight cut. Then I'm going to come over to the star, and I'm going to cut along. What I found that I do, and I hope I didn't do it on that first one, I found that when I was cutting, and I knew that I was kind of coming to the end of my fabric, subconsciously, I was kind of doing this thing. I was kind of going forward, and then I kind of flew up. And I found that I didn't cut through my fold. So what you want to do is make sure that you start at, I kind of call it the teardrop, that's at the beginning of the, and stop at the teardrop at the end of the ruler.
I'll show them the teardrop.
Okay, so that's your little teardrop. So I'm going to go to the next star and start down here and cut and continue until I hit the end. Okay, because I was just kind of coming up, and then I wasn't cutting all the way through my strip.
Gotcha.
Or I would think, oh, I don't have to go any farther because I passed this, and just inadvertently would pull up, and then it wouldn't cut. So start and go all the way along. It's not a long strip to cut. Like if you were cutting the whole 21 inches, you would be cutting much farther. This is a shorter cut, so it's easier if you have shoulder, arm, wrist, finger, hand problems. So it's just makes it a lot easier to cut. In between each one of these strips where you cut is the sticky stuff, or the non-slip stuff, so that your ruler stays in place and doesn't move. So that's another thing that's really helpful. So you don't have to really push down on this really hard. You can just lay the ruler on top, and even the weight of the ruler helps you to cut your strips. So now I have my 1.5 inch strips all cut and ready to go.
Voila.
So voila. So on this particular pattern, what they're doing, and I actually only need 2 of these strips, but you're taking your strip, and then she's having you cut this strip in half on the fold. So that's what I did to all of these. And you end up making 2 sets. So you're going to have this over here and a set of 2 over here. One with a fabric strip makes 1 tree. Okay? So to this strip, I will then add, and I'm going to come over here because I'm going to iron next. I'm going to add a background strip, and this is our background. So this is my red Tim Holtz fabric, and this is his background that he uses. It's really fun. It looks like a tablet of paper that he's written on with metallic gold stars on it. So to each one of those strips, I added the background strip. Now I'm going to press it, and I press these open. She said you can press it to one side. If you want to press it to one side, you can do that. I liked to press these open so it was nice and flat underneath my my Stripology ruler when I cut. This is all I need to do on this little pressing bar to press this open. Now I can lay it down, and it's really flat.
Very nice.
So I just, after that, I do just give it like one more once over. It's ready to go.
Super quick.
Isn't that super fast and easy? Even if you're folding it to one side, you can use this, and it presses it open really quick. So what I do is I lay this on here, and I have a short side on this, because this is like a 1.5 inch strip or something, or maybe it was a 1. I think it was actually a 1 inch strip. I kind of get it started here, I kind of hang on to it, and then I kind of grab the other side, and it just kind of opens up along the bar as I go along.
Very neat.
Pressing it right open. And then I do have, this is the 20 inch bar. There's a 12 inch bar. The 20 inch bars are back ordered. We've been waiting for them to come in for a long time. They're on our website, in the Patchwork Party section of our website. PP20 will get you 20% off. The 12 inch ones are available, and these are back ordered like for another couple months. I'm sorry. What can I say? So if you order it now, if you put your name down, order it now, as soon as they come in, we'll for sure have one ready to go for you. Okay? So at that point, I am ready to cut the little pieces that become my tree. So I've already cut one of these. So what I'm going to be cutting now are these strips into these little, I was going to say squares, into my little tree pieces. So you can see how this is going to start to get built and become the little tree. So there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll get 5 of these. You'll get these 5 out of one strip, and then out of your next strip set, you're going to do the last 2. So out of here, I'm going to cut these. Okay, so that builds our little tree. Isn't that cute? Tim Holtz fabric. So this is going to make a great guy quilt. If you have to make a guy quilt for Christmas, no, it's a really great one to make. So now I'm going to use my big Stripology ruler. Kind of slide this up and over. So I'm going to use my Stripology XL, the big boy. Gong, 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 the big guy. And I'm going to move this out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to probably knock it off. So we'll see what happens, you know, when it falls on the ground, how well it lasts. Okay, so I'm going to take, she has in the book, she will show you exactly what to do to cut these. So I flip the page, and she talks about taking 2 strips and layering them on top of one another. I'm not particularly comfortable doing that. I guess you could. She wants you to layer 2 of these, but what I would want these seams to be directly, exactly on top of one another, especially if you press one to going to one side. I guess you could flip it and nest them, but I really want things to be super straight. So I'm not comfortable doing this. You can give it a try if you want to, but it really doesn't work for me. So what I do is I take, and she took 5 strips, and she does say do as many as you're comfortable doing. I was comfortable doing 4. So I'm going to line up 4 of these strips. Oh, that's staying nice. And here's 2 more. So I lined up 4 of these strips. I'm going to get these out of the way so you can really see. And so I have a little bit of room here. 4 strips. I actually want to, just because I want them all laying exactly the same way, with the color on the top and the background on the bottom. Doesn't matter, probably not. But that's how I want them. Okay? She has a 4th or a 5th one up there. So now I'm going to lay my ruler on top of my strips. Okay? And what I want to do is make sure that, first of all, the 0 is clearing the salvage on everything. So I'm going to have a nice cut, and I'm not cutting into my salvage. And then the next thing I want to do is make sure that my seam line is running right along one of the lines on the ruler. So if you look here, it's starting out here, but then it's not lining up on the line. So what I do is I kind of hold my finger here, and I can kind of move this until it kind of gets into the spot where it belongs. kind of slide this over. Sometimes I'll take it and I'll just take my finger on this side and straighten that out. So I get them all as straight on the line as I possibly can. That's why I think layering them for me is just not going to work. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to layer it on this other white line. So I just kind of jimmy it around till it matches. Make sure that this didn't move. Jimmy this around a little bit. Get it to match on the line as much as I can. Because I want these to really be straight. So now I'm like really playing with them. There we go. That's coming up right there. This is lining up right there. So that's lining up. This guy, I'm going to line up a little bit higher up. I'm going to slide that over. And you can kind of grab these on either end, as you can see. I'm doing that. And we're going to slide him up to the black line and line him right up on that black line. Okay? And then one more. There we go. Grab him and line him up on the line as well. Right there, I moved him a little bit. I'm going to move him back. So everybody is pretty well lined up on the lines where I want them. This one's doing good. This one's doing good. This one's doing good. Okay, so now in the book, she tells you exactly where to cut these. And this is where I used my little sticker, my little arrow stickers, because I'm going to do a whole bunch of these. So I'm going to do at least 18 of these strips. And so it tells you to cut at the 0, the 6.5, the 12, the 15.5, the 18, and the 19.5. So if I had to remember that each and every time I did it or go back and forth, I'll probably mess one up. So I put little arrows exactly where I need to cut. So each and every time I'm going to go back, I don't have to look at the book and go back and forth and make sure I'm cutting on the right spot. Double check it, kind of put your sticker down, double check it, make sure you're on the right spots, and then you can cut.
Check twice, cut once.
Check twice, cut once. So now I'm just going to cut. I'll start at the 0. Cut there. Now I'm going to cut at the arrow, which was my 6.5. And I'm using my 45 millimeter blade cutter because that works the best. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to do 15.5. Oops, I'm not standing in front of it. There we go. If you stand off to the side, it's not going to work. Then I'm going to do 18. Then I'm going to do 19.5, just like she says. And so I would lift this up. And now you can see how I've made my little tree. So these two are going to be one, and then it's going to grow bigger. Then it gets a little bigger. And so I cut a whole bunch of these to make my tree all at once.
Oh.
So that's pretty cool. This was scrap. Same over here. So now I'm going to do these. And so then I'll keep repeating, and it'll be really easy because I have those little arrows. Each one will be all the same.
Each one of those are 2 trees.
Yes, so I have 2 pieces. Each one will make 2 trees. Ta-da!
Very cool.
So there's 2 more, and then you'll lay your next strip set out, and then you're going to cut at 3 different spot for your next strip set to make your next bigger ones. Very cool. Everybody's nice and straight. You've got everybody cut. You cut through multiple ones at one time. Then it's going to be ready to put on the next part, which you'll see next month when I have the whole project done. Because I still have a lot of cutting. I still have cutting to do, and I'm ready to sew, so I'm getting pretty excited to do that. So you'll see the project next month, and we're working on making kits for this. So I hope you're going to give this a try. This is in the Stripology Mixology book, and each and every one of her books does exactly the same thing. It tells you which ruler to use, how to use it to cut your strip sets or squares or blocks or whatever it is you need to do when you're making one of her patterns. So you really get an idea of how to use these rulers as you go along. There are cocktail recipes in the book. So I can't wait to finish the tree because when I finish the tree, Joe's going to make me a cranberry ginger martini.
Why are we waiting?
Okay, because I want my trees to be straight and not crooked, missing branches. So the Stripology, Mixology books have a cocktail at the end of each pattern. So it's a lot of fun. This one has a cranberry mule. I like cranberry mules. So there's a cranberry mule. There's, what else is in this book? Caramel apple martini. That can't be bad. White sangria. Goody juice. That sounds fun. So yeah, cocktails at the end of each pattern. So you can reward yourself with a cocktail when you finish your project or during your quilt project.
Or just go right to the cocktail.
Or just just look at the book and dream and drink your cocktail and be in your happy place. That's what we like to do. So any questions on how to do that? That was kind of fun. So it kind of gives you another idea of how you use these rulers, not only for just like subcutting your strips, but then once you make a strip set, you can use them to cut out your strip sets. So actually, I was just thinking about when we were looking at this quilt over here, and we had the 9 patch, and we had this. So these are, I think, like 1.5 inch strips. So once you make your strip set, you can come back to your Stripology ruler, lay your strip set out like I showed you with the trees, and cut at every 1.5 inches, which would be at the stars. So you could cut a whole bunch of these using this to cut those little 9 patches. How about that? So that's just one way of using it other than using it in the Stripology book. All right, have I forgotten? Yes, I forgot something. Let me grab a quick sip and come.
Somebody was asking if they have the strip, if you guys have the Stripology, Mixology books. That's what you're calling, right?
We have the books. They're on the Patchwork Party section of our website. We have the Stripology, Mixology books. There's 1 and 2 and some other Stripology books as well. They are on the Patchwork Party section of our website. So as you know, PP20 gets you 20% off of everything that we showed you tonight. I still have a little tickle in my throat. A lot of fabric dust in here. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're just going to do one more quick over here. When we were talking about the long tail quilt, what did I call? Oh, it's long tall. Why do I keep calling it long tail? Anyways, long tall quilt using batik jelly rolls. I thought that it would be fun if we put our batik jelly rolls on sale. So we have a bunch of batik jelly roll packs in the Patchwork Party section of the website. So if that one doesn't look like something that you would like, we have other ones available as well. So you can pick from those. And they are, again, on the Patchwork Party section of the website. PP20 gets you 20% off these beautiful packs. And don't forget to like us and share us so that your name goes in for the drawing tonight. Did I miss anything else? I don't think so. I think I got it all. Any other questions on anything? Yeah, we talked about these, honey, when we looked at that quilt over there.
Oh, okay.
That was the fat quarter pack that went along with that. It's just checking to make sure we got it all. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. And if I don't see you before, a great Easter before our next Patchwork Party. 2 great holidays. You'll be having so much fun this month. And thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, say good night to Sherry, who mans our computer during the whole thing. Say good night to everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you next time. Bye.